In every stroke of the pencil, I poured out the silent story of a love you never saw, yet you praised the art but discarded the artist who loved you most. Was this cruel neglect really the price for my silent devotion? Listen to this story to the end. It might just mirror the hidden ache in your own heart. Deep in the night, sitting by the window, Ashraf Ali carefully moved his pencil across the paper. There was a glimmer of tears in his eyes, yet a strange, sorrowful smile played on his lips. As he sketched the faces of Jamuna and Esmina in his drawing book, Ashraf whispered to himself, "I know you will never be mine, yet in this void, you are the only ones who exist." Ashraf Ali was a simple soul who had poured all his emotions into his love for Jamuna and Esmina. Yet, in the lives of these two young women, Ashraf held no place at all. Every day on campus, Ashraf watched them from a distance. He drew their portraits, sometimes Jamuna's smile, sometimes Esmina's playful gaze. He considered this work to be the greatest art of his life. But reality was cruel. One day, while Ashraf was sitting in a corner of the library sketching them, Jamuna and Esmina suddenly appeared. Ashraf quickly hid his book. Jamuna said in a disdainful tone, "Ashraf, do you spend all day just doing these meaningless doodles? Do you have no goals in life?" Esmina laughed, agreeing with her. "It's a mistake to expect anything better from him. He's just obsessed with himself." Ashraf stood there with his head bowed. He could have told them that every stroke of his brush captured their reflection, art that could have been world-class. But he said nothing. He just watched them walk away. He felt trapped in an illusion, where his love brought him nothing but one-sided suffering. Sometime later, at an art college exhibition, Ashraf submitted some of his best work. Jamuna and Esmina came to the exhibition as well. They stood before the perfect portraits on the wall, stunned. Jamuna said, "Esmina, look, the artist's work is so lifelike. It feels like only someone who truly loves deeply could capture this with such perfection." Ashraf stood at a distance and listened to their words. Jamuna and Esmina were praising the paintings, but they had no idea that the man behind the art was standing right in front of them, the same man they had repeatedly dismissed. Ashraf realized that while his art had become immortal, his love would remain forever unseen. He took his final piece, a joint sketch of Jamuna and Esmina, and threw it into the trash. Then he slowly slipped out of the crowded gallery and onto the street. Looking up at the sky, he sighed, "I was never worthy of your love. Perhaps this silence was all I deserved." Rain began to fall, and Ashraf walked away into the darkness, disappearing into the depths of his own chaotic world. When I wanted to end the story of our unseen love, I realized that the person I wanted to capture in my canvas could never truly be held. In this second and final chapter of my silent devotion, you will find out if Jamuna and Esmina finally understood the depth of Ashraf's heart. Stay with us until the end of this video to discover the truth. Ever since Ashraf threw his sketches into the gallery dustbin, his world had come to a standstill. He stopped drawing, and he no longer visited that quiet corner on campus. Jamuna and Esmina were still searching for the mysterious artist, never imagining that the person they had dismissed so often was the very soul behind those masterpieces. One rainy afternoon, Ashraf sat outside the gallery with his old sketch pad. Suddenly, Jamuna and Esmina appeared. Surprised to see him after so long, Jamuna asked in a mocking tone, "What's wrong, Ashraf? Stopped your meaningless doodling? Or did you finally realize it was all a waste of time?" Ashraf didn't say a word. He slowly held out his sketch pad toward them. Jamuna and Esmina curiously flipped through the pages. The first page held a perfect sketch of Jamuna, the next captured Esmina's laughter, and the following pages were filled with intimate moments of the two of them together. Every page was a testament to his deep, silent observation and his unspoken affection. Their hands began to tremble. They realized that the artist they had been searching for, the one they had looked down upon, was none other than Ashraf. Faced with hundreds of their own portraits, drawn with such profound tenderness, they stood frozen in silence. Jamuna whispered, "Ashraf, did you draw all of this?" Ashraf stood up calmly. There were no more tears in his eyes, only a deep, hollow void. He said, "You were looking for the artist, and here he is." But was it only the art that mattered? I didn't just capture your faces, I held your every word in my heart. But I have nothing left to give now. Because those who do not value a person when they are there, lose the right to find them when they are gone. Ashraf walked away into the rain. Jamuna and Asmina stood there, finally understanding that they had lost a love more precious than they could ever comprehend. For Ashraf, it was a sorrowful end to his long-held dream. After that day, they never saw Ashraf again. He retreated into his own world, finding solace in his brushes and colors, never wanting to reach out to those two hearts ever again. The story of his love ended there, leaving the history of what could have been buried in the silence of his departure. If Ashraf's story of silent love touched your heart, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. Stay with us to be the first to watch more emotional and heart-touching stories like this one.